to the corporations, the bankrupt corporations who lost the gambling bet on derivatives in the stock market.
Well, yeah, we bailed out the banks because they are too big to fail. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, too big to fail, Charles, is just.
Well, no, I know. I played devil's advocate. I was being sarcastic there. Yeah.
No, I get it. But the thing is that when people say that too big to fail, that secret word for the big rich.
It's a secret word for the mafia has taken over. Give us your fucking money, motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's a secret word for rich corporations have gambled on the roulette wheel and lost, and that means that the private banks and on the American people's credit card have to be paid. The corporate oligarchs have to be paid by the American public, for free. With no strings attached and 0% interest.
Right, man.
That's what too big to fail means.
Right, man. And I come from a family I think much similar to yours, and I tried to explain this to my family when they're like, vote Democrat because they'll at least give us more crumbs from the table, and shit like that. And I tell them, you guys don't get it. They are not the upper class. They are. You guys look at doctors and lawyers and shit like that as the upper class. They're the middle class. The real upper class is playing us, the working class and the middle class against each other. But if you tell them that, they're just like, but still, more and more people are catching on, though. I mean, I think they really are catching on nowadays because they're shoving way too much bullshit down our throats. So. I think more and more people are jumping on the bandwagon, man. I don't know about you.
Well, I mean, I just think that the movement in general has been kind of perverted in the sense that they don't really understand. They don't really get or understand what
economics.
A lot of these people don't come from families who have actually had a pension or actually had some sort of labor they worked in some sort of labor organization. You get a lot of these people, okay, who are free market fanatics.
Yeah.
And they'll say that don't ever these social programs are horrible. Social Security is just another way of the government controlling your life. But they never ever worked or striked. They never actually had to participate in a strike.
Yeah, or they don't come from families like that. Yeah,
labor struggles. These are kind of like the petty bourgeois of our movement, who are they're beyond I guess what you would call struggle.
Dude, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, they have this fantasy, Charles, where if you work hard, that means you will become wealthy, and you won't have to, rely on the quote government to help you out, which is bullshit. We all know it's bullshit. The rich rule this country. They will forever rule this country until we understand that it's the rich who rule, and they're aristocrats, and they don't want to pay taxes. And that's one reason why we're in the depression right now. The other reason why is that rich people deregulated their businesses so that they could sell all these derivatives and nonsense and start wars and all this other shit. Now, once again, people will come up to me and say, oh, don't blame them or don't tax them because they're successful. And I think we spoke about this last time on...
That's propaganda, yeah. That's total
it's
propaganda.
Bullshit, yeah. Again, it's bullshit because these people aren't, quote, successful on their own. If you look back at any of these, quote, rich, successful people's lives.
Well, right, and once again, they're playing the middle class off against the working class, and they're saying that the middle class is actually the elite, which they aren't. They're playing, like doctors and lawyers against the working class, when doctors and lawyers are the middle class. They're not the elite. They are.
Well, to be honest, you want to know what's funny about doctors and lawyers? A lot of doctors and lawyers. You can't. I actually had a doctor's appointment today. I had to just go in for just a regular checkup. You can't even say anything to these doctors. They are so, I don't even know how to explain it. They're like on their own planetoid system where you can't even have a, you can't, I was actually complimenting the doctor and she took it as a like threat or something because me, an inferior species, speaks to her in the office about, oh, thank you for running this test because, my other doctor didn't.
Right.
And she, like, immediately, like, got defensive and said, I just did the test because it's the right thing to do. I'm like, thank you for running the test. So, like, these people, like you were saying, they have this, like, this strange, I don't even know how to explain it. Like,
like we want their stuff. And we're
elitism, like I know better than you, so that means that, I make a lot more money, or I have this degree, and I know a lot more than you, and you can't even talk to me, period. I have this wall up against me, and you can't pass this wall because you're not in my class of guild. I'm a doctor. It just doesn't make any sense. And then when you talk to them about politics, immediately they'll take the Republican or the right wing side, and
it's so stupid. It's so goddamn stupid.
No. I mean, I'm just exactly. And just like you said, Charles, the reason why they will take this quote unquote right wing point of view, we know that there's no left or right. But the reason why they'll pick the right wing point of view is because they think, just like your family said, that they'll get the most bang for their buck if they vote Republican. Oh, they'll lower the taxes on me because I'm making a lot of money, and we could always count on the Republicans to help us out because they take care of the rich because they know the rich are successful, even though that these doctors are being fucked sideways all day long. What do they got? Malpractice insurance that cost them like $40,000.
Well, man, I don't want to shit on doctors or vets for that matter because a lot of people enter that profession with the noblest of intentions. I mean, they really do. I mean, they dedicate their lives to that.
No, I'm just using them as an example.
Yeah.
But these are the people that we're talking about. When you said that the working class is fighting the middle class, they're the middle class. They think that they are the aristocrats, which they're not. Okay, they have to pay the slave tax too. They have to pay the
No, that's what I'm saying. Is they know they're not aristocrats, but they feed it to the working class that they are the aristocrats. So so we will try and shit on them, and meanwhile they're just middle class. They have a fucking house in the suburbs that they're struggling to fucking pay for, man, and cars or whatnot, but. Meanwhile, I mean, the real high class or upper class people, they don't live in the fucking suburbs. They live in Kennebunkport, Maine, and shit like that.
Well, they live in like gated communities guarded by Blackwater. I mean,
San Moritz, yes.
These people are afraid. These people are afraid to go out and get their own groceries because they don't even want to deal with the common folk. I mean, they have butlers and. They don't even leave their little gated communities. And some doctor on Long Island, okay, by me, thinks he's one of them, even though that he's paying the income slave tax, okay?
Right, he's a debt slave, yeah.
Yeah, he's a debt slave. Okay, number one, he or she is a debt slave to the student loans that they're going to pay off for the next 20 years. They're a debt slave to the screwed up malpractice insurance. They're a debt slave to the income slave tax. So these people aren't aristocrats at all. They just are told that they are aristocrats because they're making one more digit than the people to the left of them. Okay, so a working class guy would get like $60,000 a year, and he would feel like all high and mighty. And then he goes up to these whatever these people making $100,000 a year, and they'll think that they are like super rich, and it's almost pathetic to even to hear them. They're like on such a power trip because they're making this much money. And I'm just saying to yourself, first of all that money is going to be siphoned out of you anyway because you're probably going to
right, and that's what I'm saying. These are the guys that are actually on our side, man. Because
all of them are on our side. But the thing is that how are we going to how are you going to tell some of these people that
Well, I think we know because like I mean I have a few friends. I mean in that area. That's what we've actually talked, and it's like And they know that it's all bullshit. That they try to play us off like they're upper class and we're lower class. Meanwhile, they're just middle class, man. And so they know they are because they're all debt slaves, and they know they're debt slaves. They're in debt. So I mean, believe me, most of them know.
I hope you're right. I hope they know, and I hope that they're going to, it's going to register, But the thing is that I'm afraid that it won't. I'm afraid that it's gonna keep on going where, I'll have a conversation with my left-wing friend, and he'll tell me that, oh yeah, the Democrats are cool. Let's vote for the Democrats because this, that, and the other thing, and let's also vote for Obama. And he'll be completely wrong on that point of view. And then I'll talk to my right-wing friend, who is like completely reactionary.
Yeah, it's like let's vote for Sarah Palin. I cannot believe these motherfuckers who want Sarah Palin in office instead of. I mean, granted, Obama is no fucking saint, but god damn. Are you that goddamn stupid? You want Sarah Palin in office instead of some guy who actually... I mean, what the fuck?
Well, I don't know. To be honest, I think that we really have to just hang on to people at this point in our lives. In my
life, that's what I'm saying. These guys, these are guys who have actually spent time, spending time getting good grades in school and developing resumes so they can become doctors and lawyers and blah 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 and whatnot. And at the same, but don't get me wrong, there are a lot of upper echelon Democrats as well. But these upper echelon guys, these guys who studied so hard, who think somehow Sarah Palin, who barely got through fucking school, will.
Yeah, I know. It's just sad. It's just sad in general. I mean, but like, I want to talk about your point. Your point is very, very important, Charles. Okay, is that they play the working class and the poor against the middle class. And I loved how you said, because you could confuse the shit out of a lot of people, Charles, by what you just said. Because the people who think that they're upper class.
That's why you're here, man. Clear it up.
What?
I said that's why you're here. Clear it up.
Yeah. I mean, it was perfect the way you said it, because the people who believe, and this is the sad part, people who believe, which we were talking about, are upper class, are not upper class. They are what Charles said. They are middle class. Not even. There's two people in this world. Let me even further simplify this. Okay, there's rich people, and there's us. Okay, and
90 seconds.
The oligarchs, the people on top, the Bill Gates, the Warren Buffetts, the Ben Bernanke's, the Greenspans, the Henry Paulsons, the Larry Summers, the Rob Rubins, the Rahm Emanuels. Okay, this is all a ruling class of agents that work, that are the front men for the oligarchy behind them. Okay, these are like the vassals, the servants of
60 seconds.
And wait, are we going to a break, Charles?
No, man, keep going.
Okay, so those front men that I'm talking about are a lower class of the ruling class, and then the people behind them, the faceless people that no one even knows about. Okay, those people like Pandit the Bandit from Citibank, what do you call it? Jamie Dimon from the other banks. I mean, these people are like the real rich. These are the people who tell Ben Bernanke what to do because they sit on the board of the private Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the people that don't pay taxes.
Right.
Yeah, those are the rich. Those are see, when I say rich, like people, I swear, some guy actually told me, he's just like, it's almost like
10 seconds.
And it's just like, no, I don't hate rich people. They just don't pay taxes. They're the ruling class.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is the end of the show, ladies and gents. Thank you for listening. We'll be here Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Central. But I don't know. Sometimes Blog Talks keeps us on after the show's over. So I don't know. Keep going, Franco. I think.
How long have you been on for?
Well, the show.
Been on since like 7?
No, 6:30.
6:30. Wow. Oh, wow. So I came in late.
Yeah, man. So